Morning, everybody. This is Mark Cantor from South Florida Intervention. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. It's another week in the pandemic, working from home or working from some limited place. So it's getting a little tough, but it's okay. We keep going. We keep moving on. You know, I wanted to do a video this morning because I haven't done a lot this week. I didn't post a lot this week. I didn't put up any original content, and I certainly didn't I don't think I did a video this week, but I had an intervention, finishing up an intervention this week. It actually ended very well. The person's in treatment. They're at Lakeview Recovery, which is a very impressive place up in Jacksonville. It did not take a linear path the way I planned, and some interventions don't. Some interventions, they are linear. I have a plan, it goes according to plan. This kind of went all over the place, and that was directly due to COVID and people not being able to come in from out of town, which is okay, and it ended up very well. The family was very happy, and I talked to the family in the end, and I said, I think we can say that we accomplished our goal that we set out. We accomplished the goal we set out to accomplish when we first met, and the mother said, absolutely, this really worked out. So I was really happy about that. No question that the pandemic is putting a wrench in certain things. An example of that is a family program. You know, the treatment centers are doing the family program on Zoom. It's not as good. My friend at Augustine Recovery Center pointed out that they don't know any better because they haven't done family program before, but I can tell you from my own personal experience, being there in person, having that opportunity to meet other families and to interact face to face is way different than doing it over Zoom. That personal contact is missing. I think it's really important, and I can't wait for us to get back, because while the individual may be in treatment themselves, there are family members such as kids or spouses or parents that really need that help. And I'm not 100% sure they're getting it as well or as much as they would be getting it in person. And so anyway, in case you're wondering, this is a statue my wife and I bought in San Miguel, Mexico, I guess about 6 or 7 years ago. I really love it. I always tell her that it's her and I, which she kind of hates, but I do love these two people. So anyway, but a quick check-in. I'm working on a book, which I've put on social media. Yes, I put on some options of covers, and I'm really excited about it. The book is called How to Do an Intervention, a step-by-step guide for parents. It started out as just a piece I wanted to add to my website, and then as I wrote it, I wanted to build it out more. There was more information I think that needed to be shared, so I started building it out. I got it back from the editors this week. I started sitting down over the weekend, going through some pieces. Let me just straighten this out here. I don't edit these videos, so whatever happens, happens. If the dog walks in, somebody walks in, it is what it is. I just don't want to sit and fret about them. So whatever happens, happens. So you're getting me in real time. So I'm working on the book. I think it's really good. I think there's good information. I'm really happy with it. And I'm really critical of my own work. So I'm happy to get that out. I think it will be out probably September, October. A number of things have to happen first. It has to, really, I want to make sure the writing and the content is tight. It's getting there, but that could go on forever. So I'm working on that. So this week, intervention, got to visit Lakeview Recovery for the first time. Really didn't get to take a full tour because of the pandemic, but met a couple of people, and as far as I could tell, beautiful facility, really, really beautiful facility. It was interesting because we've been looking for treatment centers within this woman's network. She has Ambetter Insurance. And Ambetter, I've had some good experiences with Ambetter. They tend to be in network with a lot of smaller programs, so you're never going to see like a Hazelton or an Ashley or just a bigger name recovery center there. But you're going to see smaller ones, and they're pretty good, but you do have to vet them out. And but when this person went to detox, they agreed. They said if they could go to Lakeview because it had been recommended to them, that they would go to treatment. I made the argument to the family that it is a very good treatment center, and We had talked to about 10 or 12 other treatment centers that were in network with Ambetter, and we didn't have a clear choice. We didn't have one that we just felt so excited about that we could make that argument, though that's not been the case in the past with Ambetter. I've had some very good options. And I made the argument that like, if she's willing to go there, it is a very good treatment center. It has been highly recommended. Let's go there. And the family having, that's the dog. The family having the means to do so, sent her to Lakeview. And I think it's been a very positive experience so far. And on the way back, driving back from Jacksonville back down to South Florida, I stopped at Augustine Recovery Center, and I was really impressed with that program. It's an all men's program, 18 and older. It's the way I like it. It's on a single property. You've got housing and treatment facility and detox and the dining room all in one spot. And I really like that. I really like that model. I'm not a huge fan of the Florida model where treatment's here and you live there and you go shopping and things like that. I really like that kind of cocooned aspect of some treatment centers have. Augustine Recovery Center had that. I got a chance to sit down with the founder and CEO, Jason, who was really a phenomenal guy. We talked for like 2 hours. Super impressed with the program. Minimum of 3 months. Some guys stay longer. They're going to be opening a facility for women in downtown St. Augustine. I think that's exciting. I love the gender specific. I love the long-term model. And I just really love what these folks had to say. I just thought it was a great facility, and I'm definitely excited to bring some young guys there. The interesting thing that comes out of both the visits to Lakeview and to Augustine Recovery Center is that there's never been a better time to send someone to treatment. I'm going to adjust this again, I'm sorry. This goes back, this goes forward, this goes up, I don't know, who knows. So there's never been a better time to send someone to treatment. My observation is that these places have pretty tough protocols in place. There's not a lot of coming and going. Everybody's vetted. If you're new, you spend, there are temperature checks. There's a medical questionnaire that you have to go through. So it's pretty stringent. So if there's any doubt, I've heard people say, I don't want to send my kid or my spouse or whatever to treatment during COVID, during the pandemic. I have to tell you, I think there's never been a better time. And I've said this a lot before. I mean, they're definitely not in school. They're not at work, at least they're not in the office, or they're working from home. So, better to preserve the anonymity. There are very limited AA, Al-Anon, NA meetings going on right now. So really, it's a fantastic time. It's just an opportune time to send someone to treatment. If you're considering that, I do not want the pandemic to get in the way of you sending someone to treatment. Let's see. That's really it. I just wanted to check in. I wanted to give people an update. I went to a meeting in person myself yesterday. It was a good meeting, sparsely attended. Not a lot of people wearing masks in South Florida, and I was a little disappointed with that. My wife went with me. She kind of was a little disappointed with that, but we were definitely wearing masks, and it was great to be at a real meeting. That whole thing about being there in person for me is huge, and I'm definitely gonna try to get out and go to more meetings in person, because I need to walk the walk just like anybody else. There's the number one thing that I've heard in the 15 and a half years that I've been sober, when people come back from a relapse, there's two things. But the number one thing is, they say, I stopped going to meetings, right? And the other thing is, they say, it's really bad out there. It's really, however bad it was before, it's that much worse now. So that's the number one thing that I hear is, I stopped going to meetings and then came the relapse. So, I may have some time, I may be in the field, I may devote a lot of brain power and energy to recovery, but that does not make me any less vulnerable than the next guy. And I have to be vigilant. You always had a lifetime of vigilance, and I have to do that myself too.
I have to work on my spiritual practice, my relationship with God. I've always struggled with that, though I do believe in God, not to get into religion or anything, but that's a big part of recovery, is having a relationship with God, having a relationship with your higher power. I believe in God. I always have. I never question that, but I do question sometimes, what does God look like? I feel like I need a tangible thing in my life to say, oh, this is God. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to do some more reading, building myself spiritually, trying to be spiritually fit. I'm trying to also get a better handle on my diet, which for me plays a lot into my spirituality. I was very heavy when I came into treatment the first time. I was about 100 pounds overweight, so that body, mind, and spirit connection is really important for me. So I do try to work out 4 or 5 times a week, whether it's biking, whether it's lifting weights or whatever. It's really important for me. Anyway, I'm going on and on. This is a long video. I didn't intend it to be, but I do love making this connection with people. I love letting people know who I am and being very genuine about that, because I want to have these relationships. I want families to feel comfortable with me. And I'm hoping that these videos accomplish that. So anyway, I'm gonna close the mouth, and I'm gonna hit the off button right now, and wish everybody a great week. Have a great, productive, healthy, safe, and sober week. Thanks for watching this. Bye-bye.